myself, why me? Why did this have to happen to me? I found myself asking the very same question after I survived a rare and severe palm stroke. Did you know that strokes can happen at any age? Anyone, at any age, at any point in their lives, can have a stroke. And I was certainly no exception. We certainly never expect for things to happen when they do, and it's really never the right time when it does. I was a very busy 32-year-old. I was traveling and teaching in the beauty industry. I was living a great life. My name is Brisa Alfaro, and this was me on March 29th, 2014. Exactly 4 years ago today. My case was very different than a typical right or left side stroke. It didn't happen in my brain. It happened in my brain stem. Your brain stem controls all basic activities in the human body. So what this means is that you can have a thought like, I want to move my arm. But those signals don't travel from your brain to your body appropriately. And this leaves your body resembling a vegetative state and trapped. Your body is awake and aware of everything around you, but you are physically left motionless and essentially locked in your own body. I guess that's why it's given the name locked-in syndrome. Meanwhile, I was given a less than 1% chance of survival. But I knew that I had to give my family a sign that I was not going to succumb to the inevitable fate that my doctors had prescribed. And I did. But I was like a newborn baby, learning everything all over again. Only now I'm an adult and I'm hiding the fact that I'm so extremely scared. But nevertheless, I kept on pressing forward. I started by holding up my own head in my hospital bed, to standing up with support in a wheelchair, to walking with a walker, and then later with a cane. And eventually, I was walking unassisted. But before I could speak, I wrote. And before I could eat, I was being fed through a tube that they had placed in my stomach. And even getting dressed in the morning was a new daily challenge and goal that I had to meet. I celebrated every milestone, no matter how big or small. Any simple task that I may have taken for granted in the past now felt as if I was completing a marathon, because that's what it physically felt like daily. I knew that this journey was not going to be easy, but I also didn't think it was going to be my destiny. I was going to find a way to overcome it, and I did. But imagine, you see, life is ultimately what we choose to do with the cards that we were dealt. We can keep complaining about our so-called fate or luck, or we can change it. But ultimately, it is up to us, because good or bad, life is going to happen. So when you wake up tomorrow, you get to decide on how you want to view the world and how you want to live in it. We can all easily focus on all the negative around us, or we can choose to purposely find the positive. And this is why I'm speaking to all of you tonight. I hope that this message helps you all realize that life is just too short to keep having bad days. Let's really try to focus on the positive and not just say that we are. Yes, we can have bad moments in our days, but let that just be a moment, and then we need to move on and not marinate in that moment for too long, because it is important for us to move on and enjoy the rest of the beautiful life and days that we were given. So now, when life throws you a curveball, remember how strong you are. Never, ever, ever give up. And you'll be surprised on how far you can go. Now I ask you to please join me in having no more bad days. Thank you.